Hello and Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, Abdur Rehman and you're watching Sports Redefined. Today we have with us Abdul Raza, and we will be discussing on XFL. How are you, Raza?
I'm fine, Abdul Rehman. How are you?
I'm fine. So, Raza, let's start with the discussion. Uh, tell to the audience that what is XFL?
Actually, XFL is a counterpart of NFL. As you all know, National Football League, which is played in America and North America, actually. And it includes very famous teams like Los Angeles Lakers and etc. Now, XFL is extreme football league. Okay, it introduces a new format of play, which is similar to NFL but completely overhaul of it. Okay, it was founded by Vince McMahon, as you know, the founder of WWE. Okay, and he founded it in 2001, and due to some reasons it didn't go well. Then he again continued it in 2020, but due to coronavirus and COVID-19 he again dropped the idea. So extreme football league is actually a counterpart of NFL or CFL, as you can call it.
Okay, so how do you think that XFL differs from other professional football leagues such as NFL or CFL?
So the XFL or Extreme Football League actually differs from other professional football leagues in several ways. Now there are 3 to 4 ways we can actually differentiate it from the other football leagues. There are rule differences. There is more focus on entertainment, and there are shorter season, lower salaries when compared to the NFL players, and different ownership structure. When we talk about rule differences, there are unique rules in XFL. When we talk about XFL, there are double forward passes, kickoffs, where both teams are lined up only 5 yard apart. Now I will tell you about what is the structure of play. There are yards according to the position of the teams. The common structure of the rules is that both the teams will stand on 5 yard line and the kickoff will happen. But in XFL, it is completely changed. There is no coin toss, so whichever the home team is, it will stand on 25 yard line and the kickoff will happen. Also, there is a lot of focus on the entertainment. But, the XFL places a greater emphasis on entertainment while value than the other leagues, with features like in-game interviews and with players and coaches and sideline features for the reporters and other things. And there is a shorter season. XFL is a completely different ball game. It is very short than NFL or CFL. NFL is 16 game long season and CFL is 18 games long. And as you also know that it happens only on weekends. Both the competitions happen on only the weekends, so we can compare the season's length. And the salaries of XFL players are significantly less than the NFL players. That are the main difference in XFL and the other professional leagues.
Yeah. So, what kind of impact do you think the XFL will have on the landscape of professional football, both in the short term and the long term?
So the impact of XFL actually on the landscape of professional football remains to be seen, because we haven't actually had many seasons. Okay, it has started recently in 2023, as you know, we covered it, and only 2 weekends have happened. So it is very early to say anything about its future. But uh, if we talk about its history, the XFL originally launched in 2001, a joint venture between the World Wrestling Foundation and Vince McMahon, WWE. So it folded after just one season due to low ratings and financial losses. Assuming the XFL is able to successfully relaunch and establish itself, there is very increased competition. Okay, increased competition mean NFL is already established. Okay, people watch it in. its viewership is in millions in America only. That is only America. Okay. Increased competition, then innovation in rule changes. No, they don't know the rules that they have changed. They don't know how people will react to it, how people will embrace those rules, because the NFL has been a trendsetter in football in America. Okay, uh, then also the player development. We don't know how it will serve as a player developing league or not. The XFL could serve as a developmental league for players who are not quite ready for NFL or CFL. But the players who have already come from NFL into the XFL, this could we could not talk about anything that would happen to them. This could help to increase the talent pool for all professional football leagues that are not ready for NFL or CFL.
Yeah, so continue your statement. So, what do you think that XFL can do to attract the fans or their loyal fan base?
So, to attract a loyal fan base, NFL has actually done that. There are many celebrities who are actually engaged in NFL, the American celebrities, and people all over the world watch NFL because there is a celebrity factor in that. Okay, and it is actually, and NFL has uh, built itself as a parent league of any other professional football league in that. So to attract fans and other build a loyal fan base, the XFL would have to completely do something new, just like an entrepreneur does. NFL is an entrepreneur which is already starting itself in such competition that we cannot assume anything that how it will go with the fans and other things.
Yeah, so I guess we have a question. We have a question from Rohan that what's different and unique about XFL rules?
XFL, as I told you before, the XFL, if we talk about dynamics, okay, in dynamics, if our viewer has already seen NFL, there are yards in the uh, pitch of the football NFL. So there is 25-yard line and there is a 5-yard line. Okay. In NFL, both the teams are standing on 5-yard line, which means that the kickoff will happen there. But in XFL, the home team has advantage because there is no coin toss, so it doesn't matter who is kicking off because the home team, which is the home team, will kick off the ball in XFL. So the game will start from 25-yard line into uh, the uh, opponent's pitch. That is the main difference in XFL's rule and the NFL rule.
Yeah, so as you told us in the beginning that it was introduced many years before. So how successful was it in the first few attempts?
In as I told you before that in 2001 it was launched for the first time by Vince McMahon. In 2001 he wanted to implement the structure of WWE into the football league. So he introduced XFL, which means Extreme Football League. From its name, we can assume that it will be unique from other leagues. In the first few years, in 2001, it completely shut off due to financial losses. There was no viewership at all. Okay, people were not at all interested because there was already WWE going on. Why would they want any other thing to replace that entertainment factor? So Vince McMahon actually wanted to pick up that entertainment factor from WWE and then put it into XFL too, so that people will be more interested in it. But his plans completely failed. There were financial losses. He dropped the idea, and in 2001, actually, he uh, filed for bankruptcy. Then in 2020, when just before Corona, his plans again emerged to recontinue the league. But due to suddenly the Corona came and it shattered all its plan, and these were the few attempts which were made, and they were not at all successful.
Okay, so after COVID-19, as you said that it was shattered. So after the COVID-19, what is the impact after the league has restarted in 2023?
Actually, in 2023, 2020, Vince McMahon sold the rights and all the shares and actually the whole league to Dwayne Johnson, as you know, the actor, and his consortium, which included David Garcia, his ex-wife. So they owned the league. They wanted to revamp the entire structure of the league, and it has started recently in 2023 in March, and only two weekends have begun, and we cannot assume how it will impact, but we can say that the uniqueness of this league can actually impact the fan base and not any impact on the players mentality or any other thing, because fans are the main thing for a football league to go on and uh, build itself. Fan base, it will impact the fan base actually.
Yeah, so we have another question from Rohan Hussain that what do you think, in your opinion, will be the future if XFL look like?
In my opinion, actually, I want it to succeed actually, because the conservative NFL that we have seen all over these years, in these 20 years, I have not seen any development, or we can say that any uh, new things in that. So I want it to succeed in a way that brings uniqueness to the football, and people understand what the football is, or not entirely in the US but also abroad. I want it to build its complete its fan base in outside the America, and that's all, because there the future of XFL outside the America is very. I think NFL hasn't been seen in any continent in the entire world except for North America or South America, I think. So I wanted to succeed in that way, to build a loyal fan base outside the Americas.
Yeah, so let's move towards the technology discussion. That, as you said before, that technology has some important role in this XFL. So, what kind of role do you see technology playing in the XFL, both in terms of gameplay and fan engagement?
It plays an important role, because there is a very limited usage of technology in NFL. Very limited. There are no very limited play reviews for any misconception in the game. So the technology used in XFL has been about which I have seen the games which saw. There was a very maximum usage of technology to abide to make the players abide the rules and regulations of the XFL. So uh, it will definitely be a fan engaging scenario for the XFL.
Uh, so, s- so we will move to the next question we got from our team. That what kind of talent do you think the XFL will be able to attract, and how will it compete with other professional football leagues of top talent?
At the start, the question asks us that the talent, do you think the XFL will be able to try? Actually, the talent it is attracting at the most is the raw talent, which haven't played any NFL or CFL game. They are domestic players who are brought into XFL, and they are getting more and more uh, talent. They're getting more and more, actually more and more of the exposure they can through XFL, so that they can move on to NFL or CFL. So the main attraction of the XFL to date are the raw players which are in domestic circuit.
Yeah. So another question from Rohan is saying that what parts or ways do they need to take to improve XFL to make sure it is watched worldwide?
Well, I think they have to take their marketing to a next level, the marketing of XFL. That is the main factor in this.
Okay, so next we'll move on. That how do you think that XFL's financial model differ from that or that of other football leagues, and what kind of impact will this have on its long term in long term?
The financial structure of XFL is actually in an NFL there are many owners of a single team. Okay, but XFL has differentiated from it that every team has only one owner or consortium which buys it and controls the entire financial structure of that particular team. But in NFL, there are many owners, or we can say partnerships across the entire league with the team that control the entire, financial structure of the team and salaries and etc. etc. But in XFL, there is only one consortium which is controlling the entire league, and there are many different singles consortium, individual consortiums, or we can say any individual person who is controlling the entire team in the XFL.
So, what do you think? What are who are the new owners of the teams, and how XFL will expand in the future?
Can you repeat the question?
So I am asking that who are the new owners of the XFL teams, and how will it expand in the future of 20 after 2023?
The current owners of the teams, we cannot say that the teams because all the teams are currently being controlled by the main consortium, which is the owner of the entire league. But as we know that the entire league is being controlled by only one consortium, which is led by Dwayne Johnson and his ex-wife David Garcia. So they are the main control body of the XFL.
Yeah, so we have standings of the current season, and so what's your take on these teams, and what do you think that which team can uh, go ahead in the future, and which team has chance to win this season?
According to the standings which are in front of me, as I have seen multiple games of XFL to date, and I think the Houston Roughnecks have the best performance till date. Because not only that they have won the two games, but they have won it comprehensively too. The players who are in the Houston Roughnecks are some former players who have also played in NFL too, so they have experience in this field, and they have adapted to the conditions that XFL has created for them. So I think Houston Roughnecks have a good chance to top the league table in the end. While in the North Division, the DC Defenders, the Washington DC's team have also a chance because they have also have proper control over the game they play.
Yeah, yeah. So defenders are also a good team that they're in their match against Vipers. They won from 4-0 to I guess 24-4. So I guess that defenders can win this season. And we have another question from Rohan that what are the broadcasting plans of XFL?
Well, the XFL announced an agreement with Walt Disney and ESPN that will carry the future broadcast right from 2023 to 2027. All the 43 games of the season or regular season matchups will be shown on ABC network in America, ESPN, and FX channel. In addition to serving as the league's broadcast provider, the deal also includes the game day content rights. So as it was planned to relaunch on February 18, and it was. This is the main competition between NFL and how they are broadcasting in competition with the NFL.
Yeah, so as you told us that XFL is a new addition to the American football, and it may become a huge fan base in the future. So thank you, Abdul Raza, for joining us, and we are pleased that you joined us for the show, and you explained very well that what is XFL and what's its plan in the future. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Abdur Rehman, signing out, and we'll see you in the next show. Till then, bye bye.